Hello, you guys. She Loves God here. And this particular video is about the topic of deadbeat fathers. There seems to be an epidemic almost of deadbeat fathers. I was so offended when I was watching a YouTube video. I think it was about, someone had posted a Maury Povich, paternity test show on YouTube. And I was reading some of the comments, and I think it was a white man that said, Black men hate to be fathers. And there was like, wow, so that's it was offensive, but it was, according to the people we saw on these shows, it seemed to be very true. Because like even when the white men were on the show, it was like they were wanting to be the father of some child, and sometimes the child wasn't there. The maternity test was real. But when it came to the black men, it's like they would be doing like backflips and dancing and cursing and juking and running around the stage like they just hated to be the father. When they were the father, they would like run to the back and they would cry. Sometimes they hated to be identified as father. So of course that is not true for every black man. Most black men that I know that are fathers take care of their children. I probably don't know any black dads that don't take care of their children. I know they're out there, but I don't know any men like that. And that's a good thing. But you can't ignore what Maury is showing us. There are deadbeat dads out there. And I know from my Facebook timeline, I see many women complaining about, you know, the baby dad that they know. And I know some, exist out there. And I was trying to figure out why is this such an epidemic? Why is it that all of a sudden men, black men, as they say, hate to be fathers? And I was like, man, I don't really know. I know some of the reason why. At least I'm gonna tell you why I think it is why. But I also know that there can be something done about it. What can we do to prevent this from happening again? What can we do to prevent another deadbeat father from coming into this? What can we do as women? Well, one thing is that we can pray for discernment of whether or not this person should be somebody that we have sex with outside of marriage, unprotected. Because first of all, you cannot have a father, deadbeat or otherwise, if you do not have sex with him. And if you cannot have a deadbeat father if you do not have sex with him unprotected. And for the most part, most deadbeat fathers are men who you are not married to. So you also, number three, can not have a deadbeat father as easily if you are married to the person. So women, we can do our part in three ways. We can wait till marriage. If you do not, and most people do not wait till marriage, you can use a condom. And if you don't use a condom, guess what? Don't see with certain men that you know are deadbeat type men. For example, if every deadbeat father that you know is hoeing around with 10 different women on any given Sunday, you might not want to have sex with that man unprotected. Am I making sense? You know the man has 10 other children out of wedlock that he does not see or take care of. Maybe this isn't the guy for you to pick up at the club and take home and have unprotected sex with. Sometimes women, it's our fault. You cannot always blame the man because a man's going to be a man. Like, for example, in the Bible it says, it makes a reference to dogs and pigs and how, pigs are known for rolling in the mud. They just get dirty. Most people, humans, we want to avoid getting dirty. The pig rolls in the mud. I think it's to cool them off or whatever when they're hot. And dogs are known to eat their own vomit. I don't know why. We hate vomit. We don't want to touch it. But dogs eat their own vomit. That's what their nature is. They do those types of things. They do those things. Scorpions, they sting people. They do these things. So we have to have wisdom and know, if I'm dealing with a pig, I can expect it to get dirty. If I'm dealing with a dog, I can expect it to eat its own vomit. And if I'm dealing with a scorpion, I can expect it to sting me. We women sometimes think that we are so bad in a good way, like we're so fine, so sexy, so bad built, in a good way. Yeah, we think that we can be the one to make this player this well-known hoe, this well-known deadbeat dad, we're so fine and so sexy that when he gets with us, he will commit and be a great father. Now, in defense of the men, I would say this. If you met a woman in 5 hours and she let you have sex with her unprotected, I too would have questions of whether or not that child is mine. So let's say this. You go to the club at 11. They say it's free for women before 11. You get there at 11. Meet the man at 12. The club closes at 3. It's 3 hours. 11 at 12. Club closes at 3. He actually come over, or you come over to his place. You have sex by 5 o'clock. He's on you for 5 hours, and you have unprotected sex with him. He's gonna think if she had sex with me in 5 hours, she would have had sex with another guy an hour after me, and another guy an hour after that guy, and another guy an hour after that last guy. So of course he's gonna be like, that may not be my child. You just trying to pin the baby on me. And so men, they sometimes treat the child a certain way based off how they feel about the mother. Like that's why most men who have wives treat their children with their wife with respect because they respect their wives. They respect the wife because wife, I guess has certain character. But no one's gonna really want to be locked down for 18 years with a woman who they had sex within 5 hours. You can't really blame them. So they may be wondering, okay, she doesn't have a lot of character or self-respect. She had unprotected. It's one thing to use a condom, but he let a stranger put his unprotected stuff inside of you. Don't know if he has incurable diseases, HIV, hepatitis, or anything. You just let him have sex in 5 hours. I too would probably want to distance myself from you. So sometimes you gotta look at yourself and see what role do I play and why this man does not want to see me or this child. Now, of course, it's not fair to the child, but guess what? It wasn't fair for you to do that to the child either. You are also wrong for doing it to your child because you had sex with a man without knowing if this man would be a good father. People ask me, Lisa, when are you gonna have children? I said when I find a good father for them. I'm not gonna just have children with strangers. I want you to know that my children have a great father in their life. But sometimes, I'll be honest, you can marry a man, wait for marriage, be a virgin until marriage. The man can still dog you out. You can get pregnant, he still dog you, saying that he's child. But this video is not talking to those women. This video is talking to women who know what they're doing, who had sex with a stranger, and wonders why he does not want to be in a relationship with you, or co-parent with you. Now, like I said, we blame the father. How dare you do this to your child? I ask you mothers, how dare you do that to your child? How dare you risk having a child with a person you did not even know? Like when you do an application for a job, they get your resume, they ask your past employers how your work experience was or something like that. Then based off of your past, they then grant you opportunities and access to their company, their clients, their money. But some women, what we'll do is we will hire a man to be a potential father. Anytime you have sex with a person unprotected, you are hiring for a father. And you're letting this man be a potential father without even thinking about how it affects your child because you wanted some good sex and like that's your fault. So it's not fair to the child, but it wasn't fair on your end. You should have thought about that too. That's not just the father. And so, like I said, what I heard it said, beware of friends with benefits because they can become enemies with your children. Not enemies with your children, but they can become enemies with children, with whom you have children. So beware of friends with benefits because they can be enemies with whom you have children. And a one night stand can become a lifetime nightmare. So women, it is our part to be careful who we have sex with because you don't choose the father and try to make him and embarrass him and shame him on Facebook into being a great father. You have to you have to choose a great father before you have sex with him and have a child with this person. That is the order. You don't make a baby dad into a great father. You choose a man who already has potential for being a great father, and then you let him be a great father when your child comes. So hope this video will give you some insight and give you some wisdom. Please enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please share. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.